So I'm out day tripping, so you don't have to. I have a little YouTube channel. I don't take it too serious. I like to find famous and infamous graves. And the other day I ran across this documentary about a girl in Findlay, Ohio. And gosh almighty, did that documentary touch my heart. And that's most likely why you've came across this little video, is because you as well watched, it was called Goodnight Sugar Babe, the Vera Reigle story here in Findlay, Ohio. I don't live too far from Findlay, Ohio, so I had never heard of the story, which is frankly sad, right? And the story goes, this rather rough family, 8 or 9 kids or something, with the patriarch, this woman, was just evil. There's no other word for it. Trying to take her kids, and goodness, it's just heartbreaking. So she was murdered and tortured.
You have arrived.
So Vera, it says Messersmith on her grave. The documentary says Reigle, right? Vera Reigle. And look how nice that says. So hats off to the Findlay Monument Company for donating that. And they shouldn't be embarrassed at all that they get a little shout out, because these things aren't cheap, right? So as I drive back out of the cemetery, I'm going to tell you a short story. I used to take care of dialysis patients, and there was this woman, like, she just moved out of nowhere, her and her kids. And I said, "Hey, you know, Patty, you moved." And she says, "Yeah, that neighborhood I was living in was getting pretty rough." And then 2 months later, she moved again. And she said, "Man, that neighborhood wasn't any better." And then about 6 months later, she moved again. And she says, "Man, that neighborhood, man, this whole town, it's turned to crap." What that poor woman didn't realize is that she was the neighborhood. She was bringing and causing that trouble to go with her. And if you watch that documentary, there's no doubt in my mind that this woman led that same life. She was contributing to Findlay's crime rate with her horrible kids. And hats off to that filmmaker. I wonder if he will ever come across this short little video. Hats off to you, dude, for wanting some justice for that woman. Everybody calls her a girl because she was mentally slow, but she's a woman. And great job on that documentary. Frankly, before I came out here, I meant to see what year it was released, because I just now ran across it, and the year is 2021. And we're in our little pandemic, right? Alright, so if you don't know the story of Vera Ragel, Google it. And so we're out here in, oh, by the way, so findagrave.com, they always do such a good job finding these graves, so I don't really like to I don't need to tell people where the cemetery's at and all that. I just like to show them where the grave's at and maybe a little bit of a story. Quite often when I trace these videos, the guy's standing at the grave and telling a little story. He never really shows how to find the grave. And maybe a lot of people like me, maybe they like to visit little infamous graves in their hometown, right? Alright, so anyway, there's 2 entrances to this cemetery. This is the closest one to Findlay. That's the one that goes out in the country. You go in the second one, you loop around right there, and it's, you saw, there's a little garden of newer markers. It's a black one with the Harley symbol on the back. So I always like to close these videos with We're surrounded by history. Every day there's new history. History is not in the ancient past. There's new history every day. And you just gotta take your time a little bit and find it. And I'm really glad that I found that documentary and found this week's history. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.